Now, 3 days later, no answers yet from the FBI and no direct response from Mayor Sheng Thao. But people are talking. ABC 7 News reporter Cornell Bernard heard from those who want answers and accountability.
Mayor Sheng Thao come out, talk directly to the people.
Tuan No from Asians Unite says Oakland's mayor is MIO, missing in office.
We don't know where the mayor is. The mayor needs to come out and be accountable and answer the people.
His organization is planning a rally Sunday night outside Oakland City Hall following a raid by federal agents at Mayor Thao's Oakland home and other locations connected to California Waste Solutions. Agents were seen taking boxes of evidence away. Sources tell ABC 7 News it's connected to an alleged public corruption case.
We want to hear from her. We want her to answer all questions and have transparency on what's going on, not hide behind lawyers.
We don't have any information that indicates that Mayor Thao is the target of the investigation.
Attorney Tony Brass now represents the embattled mayor. He says she has not been arrested. ABC 7 News returned to Thao's home on Sunday. No one answered the door when we knocked. The mayor hasn't been seen in public since the raid on Thursday. Many residents of Oakland don't know what to think, but they want answers. And their biggest question is, where is Mayor Sheng Thao?
Say something to the city of Oakland. Just come out and say, this is under control. What's going on? Just say something to us. So at least we know that you have our back or something. Just say something. Don't hide.
She got to be open. If she's the public figure, she's got to let us know, for the voters too. We want to know. That's why she's in office.
Tuan No says there was silence from the mayor when 15 people were shot at Lake Merritt after a Juneteenth celebration on Wednesday. His organization now calling for Thao to step down.
I love that the citizens of Oakland are finally starting to care. Well, sort of. So you have a lot of people getting on the news, and it's pretty popular to get on the news after your city has been burning down. And this isn't one of those things where the city is like burning down from like gang violence or just homelessness. I mean, they got a lot of issues actually. And if you go to the number of stores and businesses that have closed down, this is severely impacting the community. And the citizens, they've known about this issue for quite some time. Mayor Thao this hasn't been the first level controversy Mayor Thao has been involved with. I mean, she initially tried to defund the police, and how did that work out for her? She ended up adding more police force because of the backlash and also because of the crime too. So you have a mayor that hasn't been held accountable. You have citizens that are starting to, want to hold her accountable. And honestly, I really don't think that many people are really that really upset with her. I think most of the people that are upset that are looking at Oakland are people that do not live in Oakland because we see this chaos. And for people that want to visit Oakland, or for people that just maybe they live near Oakland, this is the city that y'all created. This is who y'all voted for, and Oakland has been progressive for a very long time. So this is kind of your guys' fault. And for you to try to clean it up, I feel like you're just going to bring in another woke mayor. But we got a lot to get to today, and we're going to be going over the current chaos. We are going to look at the Sheng Thao interview as well as some other items too, because it's pretty interesting what's going on with the mayor and some additional things she said in her speech that necessarily has been picked up by the media.
Thanks so much for joining us on Crime 4 News at 6. I'm Vicki Leviakis.
And I'm Dan Thorne. Our top story tonight, it's been 4 days since the FBI raided the mayor of Oakland's home, along with the offices of Cal Waste Solutions. And today was the first time the mayor has addressed that raid. Our
Crime 4's Dan Kerman live with us in the newsroom with the pushback from the mayor. Dan?
That's right. The mayor says she isn't going anywhere. She maintains she is the victim here, and this all could be because of a right-wing plot to get rid of her. Monday, Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao made her first public comments since the FBI raided her home last Thursday.
This investigation is not about me. I have not been charged with the crime, and I am confident that I will not be charged with the crime because I am innocent.
Thao also made it clear neither the raid nor the recall will force her out of office.
I will not be bullied, and I will not be
Yeah, right now they have enough signatures to get the recall going. So she's saying the raid, which no one wants to be raided by the FBI, but FBI must have Biden's FBI, DOJ. They must have something, because why would they go after you? And I'm not aware of any issues where Thao was, she publicly was critical of the Biden administration, but I mean, sometimes that doesn't mean anything. That's working out for Eric Adams. He was raided. He had his offices raided and had phones confiscated. And we still actually haven't heard about what that raid was for exactly and what's the next steps. But, the wheels of justice tend to move slow unless you're Trump, because they got that moving pretty quickly.
And I will not be threatened out of this office.
The FBI has not said what they were looking for when they raided Thao's home, the offices of Cal Waste Solutions, and the homes of two people associated with that business. Thao is now demanding answers and maintaining she was not the target and, in fact, is the victim here.
This wouldn't have gone down the way it did if I was rich, if I had gone to elite private schools, or if I had come from money.
This is just Victim Olympics 101. I believe other mayors have said this too. Mayor Tiffany Hayner out in Dalton, Chicago, or Dalton, Illinois. She played the race card. She started playing the victimhood card. Mayor Brandon Johnson, he played the woke card as well too, on why people are not liking his administration or liking how he's been running the city. And for a lot of these mayors, and most of them were DEI hires, where people wanted to see a different face, or they wanted to continue seeing the different faces in those positions. Identity politics is not the best way to run your city, because these cities have very diverse groups, and for the most part, they have conservative values. They just don't come out and say it out loud because they don't want to be canceled, or, that's just how they were raised. How that's working out for you, Oakland? You're looking at a city that's just filled with violence. You had Juneteenth last week where there were multiple shootings, and I believe 2 or 3 people lost their lives. And where are those race hustlers at? You're talking about like kids losing their lives and women losing their lives. And all I ever hear is that women need to be protected. Well, why aren't these race hustlers coming out here and getting on Mayor Sheng Thao and pushing for justice? Or, I mean, they're pushing for the citizens are pushing for a recall. But I tend to see these people getting on social media and they end up like just posting everything, talking about, this mayor does not care about Black lives, does not care about Black women, or insert, whatever diversity you want to victimhood for. But the point is in all of this is that I do not see that same energy along with people that have constantly, or if a Republican had done something like this, or, Republican state, this wouldn't be a discussion. This would be all over the news. This would be all over CNN.
I know that for sure because former elected officials are sitting safely in their houses, in the hills right now with campaign finance violations piling up, mountains of evidence that prove actual wrongdoing.
The mayor.
Uh-oh. So this is kind of interesting though, because I didn't see a lot of people covering this part though, because I don't know if people knew who she was talking about. Well, I mean, she didn't identify who that person was, but I went back, looked at all the mayors, and fun fact, a lot of Oakland rates like in the top 5 cities where a mayor survived a recall or was recalled. Oakland's in that top 5. That is insane for a city to have this much corruption. Honestly, I would have thought Georgia would have been on there, but a lot of California mayors and governors, they end up getting recalled, created, or they get recalled completely. And then I want to say Detroit was on there as well, but or Michigan, but sometimes crazy stuff happens in Michigan, apparently. But right now, Oakland is, just having a history of corruption. And the previous mayor went through this, is under investigation for the same thing as well, too, because this is something that's just been kind of pushed aside as it's not a big issue. And it's starting to become a bigger issue because those campaign violations, that's from the previous mayor that was running the city, which was former mayor Libby Shafif, I want to say. But the conversation that people just refuse to have, and I'm not giving Thao any, grace or anything like that. She's definitely corrupt. And I hope that they find out or they found the information that they needed, because right now, this is how the justice system is supposed to work. If you're doing some business dealings, doing some pay for play, doing something that, you were not elected to do, you need to be arrested. You need to be held accountable. What they did to Trump, those are trumped up charges. Those charges would never fly anywhere else. People are on record, like even the CNNs of the world, are on record saying if this wasn't Trump, these charges would never stick to anyone. And so hopefully the Supreme Court can intervene and get those cases thrown out, and also provide that this was like a dereliction of duties from the attorney general, or not attorney general, but the district attorney, and this is more of a witch hunt versus justice. So this is good that and this is Biden's DOJ as well too, Biden's FBI that's going after Thao and going after some of these other mayors as well too, because from the past, even with Mayor Eric Adams, he actually was pretty critical of Biden administration, and then all of a sudden he got that knock at the door, and he had to cut short his visit. I forgot where he was at, but he had to cut short his some political visit, and he ended up flying back home. And they also went after some other people connected to him as well too, to take a look at, to confiscate some phones. So again, we still don't know what they were looking for, and so I imagine those will probably come to light here pretty soon. But this is just another mayor that has, these progressives, these woke people, they're trying to act like they're, above everybody else, or above Republicans or conservatives, and they end up just breaking the law. I don't know how many more examples we need, but we got to start looking at all these DEI hires and all these progressives or liberals that are running these cities into the ground, running these states into the ground, and take a look at them and see what they're doing, though, because this is something that that's impacting, like, not all the Oakland residents deserve them, like especially the conservative ones and the ones that voted for her. Yeah, you would think there's an opportunity, you got to say uncle at some point, but the problem with a lot of these people, they're just going to vote in another person that's super woke as well too. That's what happened in Chicago. They got rid of Lori Lightfoot, and then they brought in Brandon Johnson, who was way worse. So a lot of these people, they can't even be, they can't even be trusted to make these votes or to cast their vote for the right candidate. They've been brainwashed to think a conservative candidate would be bad for their communities. So they need more examples. We need more content, and we're just going to keep making more content until they want to take it seriously and actually do something about it. You can only do so much.
The mayor also suggested a right-wing conspiracy may be behind the FBI raid, which came just days after the recall qualified for the ballot.
There are a lot of radical right-wing forces who know they will never win an election in Oakland fair and square. They know their extreme views are at odds with our Oakland values, but they have built the rules to protect and preserve their power and maintain dominance over the rest of us.
This is just bad. This is just a script that they all run when they get in trouble. And again, this is Biden's FBI team. This is Biden's DOJ. This is all Democrat control. Republicans are not doing anything like this. No one was even checking for Thao other than to see how terrible the city or see how many businesses have left Oakland. This has nothing to do with Biden, or this has nothing to do with Trump or any conservatives, and just say right-wing conspiracy. No, they're not coming after you. The person, honestly, is probably someone in your camp that's coming after you that is trying to take your spot. It's another progressive. So at the end of the day, you can try to blame right wingers and say like this is 100% their fault, but no, this is 100% on you. You need to accept accountability, and you need to resign. This is just a complete embarrassment. And I didn't think Oakland could slide any further than where they were currently at, with all the businesses and all the shootings, and how terrible Juneteenth went. And again, the media doesn't want to cover the Juneteenth, mostly peaceful Juneteenth parades and events. But this is the thing. We have to make sure we cover these stories and bring them to everybody else, and bring them to social media, especially X, and sometimes YouTube. And if we don't do things like this, these stories just get buried and get buried and get buried. And had this been Trump, or had this been something connected to Trump, this would be all over the news. And this isn't like a tit for tat thing. If you want to and they have yet to put something on Trump that's like, okay, yeah, that was kind of messed up. Anytime when Trump comes up, this is what happens. They misinterpret his words, or they alter the video, or they try to say they try to misinform the people watching them, because unfortunately, even with the CNNs of the world, people still watch them. But I still don't understand why people would believe anything they say. They'll try to play a video, and that video is not even the complete footage, or they misinterpret his words, like the whole bloodbath hoax thing, and the poisoning the blood. All that stuff is nonsense. That's it's just misinformation, disinformation that they try to do to try to shine the light back on Trump. The light needs to be shined back on these woke progressives. These are the woke people, the woke progressives that are destroying these cities. They refuse to do any common sense budgeting, common sense police force, common sense criminal or crime policies. They do a lot of things that just keep destroying their city, and they can't be trusted. But good luck trying to get these people removed. There'll be another Sheng Thao, just like where there's another Libby Schaefer, or whatever her name is. There'll be another one, because these people are just destined or they're cursed to just have just terrible policies, destroying and ruining their cities. And for the folks that are leaving Oakland and California, no, stay your ass in California. Don't bring your policies to these conservative states. We don't want you here. We don't want you coming to these conservative states and trying to change the policy there. No. This is the thing. Most of these conservative states, they got to create some new rules about voting behavior, or voting eligibility, because these people are going to get in here and try to turn these states purple. And we always see it. We already see it happening in Arizona. So that's another conversation, but let's get back to the show.
A judge versed in criminal law in the federal courts determined in his or her mind that there was probable cause. And she will not find that out for months to come, until if and when an indictment is filed against her, she won't know what the probable cause is.
Now, also today, we found out the mayor's attorney, Tony Brass, has withdrawn as her counsel. Brass telling KRON 4 he knew nothing about the mayor's news conference today. The mayor's office responded saying Thao informed Brass she was changing attorneys on Saturday. Brass says that's totally untrue. There was no communication on Saturday about a change in attorneys, and in fact, he was...
Here we go again. The mayor is still telling lies, blaming somebody else. Just allergic to accountability, losing your counsel, and then just saying, hey, I already told him this. No, that didn't happen. I don't know what he has to gain, but I know you have a lot to gain from this situation, though. So at the end of the day, this is kind of this is Oakland. This is not the Oakland You know, when for most people when they were growing up, Oakland never has been this bad, but this is definitely Oakland today, and this will probably be Oakland for the next 10 years. Like I said, once Thao is out, and I'm pretty sure she's going to get recalled. Like this is probably the first time with the last few mayors where they got enough signatures, and this is going to be on the ballot this year. And this is year one for her. Like she's already getting moved out, and it's also funny that a lot of these woke mayors, these DEI mayors that won their seats, they're looking at recalls. Chicago, I don't know if New York's going to do a recall. They try to act like they will do a recall, but apparently it hasn't gotten that bad yet, which is hard to believe. But for Sheng Thao, she's definitely got to go. And I hope that they put a new mayor in there that is not going to be woke, that puts the city first, and this has common sense thinking from top to bottom, because there's only so much a city can take. And then to me, people are losing their lives over these terrible policies. But like I said, voting has consequences, and you know, you reap what you sow. So hope you enjoyed the video. My socials are at the bottom. Feel free to support if you like. And like I said in the last video, I'll be doing more videos as much as I can.